Jamie Dimon. So this is one of the examples that I was talking about of the elites kind of taking on the rhetoric of the regular folk. The elites starting to say, yeah, we hear them and we're going, and so, we get it. So we got to do something, kind of making us feel like, oh, we are being heard by these elites. So now Jamie Dimon's not wrong, and maybe he really truly thinks this, but I do find it a little bit suspicious. He's one of the most powerful people on the planet. And here he is talking about, he's talking at Davos about Trump voters, saying that people need to grow up and treat them with respect. Watch this.
How do you see the U.S. economy playing itself out over the next 12 months? This is an election year. We've been talking a lot about what just took place in Iowa and trying to understand how the American public is going to feel about the economy may ultimately dictate how the president is decided.
Yes, I agree with that. I think it's a mistake to assume that everything's hunky-dory. And, and when stock markets are up, it's kind of like this little drug we all feel. Like, it's just great, But remember, we've had so much fiscal and monetary stimulation. So I'm a little more on the cautious side, that we are facing a lot of things in 24 or 25. And we mentioned Ukraine, the terrorist activity in Israel, the Red Sea, quantitative tightening, which I still question if we understand exactly how that works. I don't think we do. How QE actually worked, what the effect of negative, zero rates was for all this time. And obviously the politics. And, and then the Ukrainian war is affecting oil, gas, food, migration. So you have all these very powerful forces that are going to be affecting us in 24 and 25. So if I was the government, I would be preparing for what I'm going to do about that, assuming things aren't good. And I just also want to point out, I wish the Democrats would think a little more carefully when they talk about MAGA, and if you travel this country, and the country's unbelievable. We took our bus trip this year, and Leslie Picker was on Spokane and Boise and Bozeman. People are growing. They're hungry to grow. They're innovating. It's everywhere. It's not just Silicon Valley. So we've got this great hand. But when people say MAGA, they're actually looking at people voting for Trump, and they think they're voting, and they're basically scapegoating them, that you are like him. But I don't think they're voting for Trump because of his family values. And if you look, just take a step back, be honest. He was kind of right about NATO. Kind of right about immigration. Mm-hmm. He grew the economy quite well.
China virus.
Tax reform worked. Mm-hmm. He was right about some of China. I don't like what he did.
No, I said China virus.
Yeah, I understand. He may have been right. And I don't like how he said things about Mexico. I don't like, but he wasn't wrong about some of these critical issues, and that's why they're voting for him. And I think people should be a little more respectful of our fellow citizens. And when you guys have people up here, you should always ask the why. Not like it's a binary thing. You're supporting Trump, you're not supporting Trump. Why are you supporting
Trump? It's hard to hate
Trump?
75 million of your fellow Americans.
I agree.
It's done
and, the Democrats have done a pretty good job with the deplorables, hugging onto their Bibles and their beer and their guns. I mean, really, can we just stop that stuff and actually grow up and treat other people with respect and listen to them a little bit? And I do think the economy will affect. And I think this negative talk about MAGA is going to hurt Biden's election campaign.
Well, he's not wrong. He's certainly not wrong. That's for sure. I mean, the people should just grow up and treat others with respect and stop acting like Trump voters are just the deplorables and that are just the vermin of society, right? That's kind of been the narrative since, can you believe 2016 was 8 years ago? I mean, it's just been already that long. And this whole saga has been going on of this Trump derangement syndrome, 8 years of this. Wow, almost a decade. And it will continue if Trump wins. He probably will win the election. And yeah, it's time to treat half of the Americans who vote for him with respect and understand that there is an actual reason for why they're voting for him, not because they're, like Jamie Dimon was saying, holding their guns and drinking their beers. And, that's what they're all about. There's reasons because he was better for the economy. He was better when it comes to wars. He was better when it comes to a variety of issues that Americans actually care about. And you've got now somebody, Jamie Dimon, who's at the top echelons of society, pointing this out at the WEF. Maybe he's sincere, maybe he's not. Maybe this is just another way to kind of say, yeah, I hear you, man. You average people, I hear you. Because that, again, has been the theme throughout the WEF this week, has been this kind of this dichotomy between those who are saying, yeah, we get it. We there's this revolution, this libertarianism, this freedom, this against CBDCs and all these things, but at the same time, then they go on and they say, but you're committing ecocide and you should be going to court, the International Criminal Court. Yeah, it's a bit nutty what goes on there at the WEF. But we're going to move on. I just wanted to show that clip to you. It's just interesting. I think Jamie Dimon's right. It is time to give respect to your fellow Americans, and that includes the other side too. I mean, if you've got a lot of people who are voting for Joe Biden, I think you've got to respect that they've got their grievances as to why they're doing that. What is it that they're truly afraid of? I mean, people are voting based on fear. They're voting based on their own personal life experiences, and what are those? Trying to have some better understanding with each other would be very helpful.